Ah, yes. Welcome back. And you still want to be a pro-bi, huh? Well, hello. I am Hao, and I am here to teach you how to be a pro-bi. Now let's just go right on here and open up these skills. You know what this skill does. You scream into the air while you're tired of people's shit. And instead of keeping it at 1, we're gonna max it out. That's right, you heard me right, we're gonna max it out. Now, the more you awaken with this skill, the more you stack your skill by a certain accessory called the whale wings. Not the phase wings, it's the whale wings. Because see, we like to be one of the cool kids too. So as you get it to +5, you have this thing that you stack, and the more you stack, the stronger you are. Now, next up is cancel. See, y'all already know what this does because I was getting my ass beat and I decided to use this instead of dodging like any smart person's supposed to do. So what you do is you put this at 10. And the reason why you put this at 10 is because look at this right here. As you can see here, if you can notice the skill cooldown, which is 63 before you even unlock this goddamn skill, the more you level it up, the less cooldown you have when you use it. And next up is combat dodge. You just have to, yes, we dodge. Now, back in the day when I was even more of a clown, I did not dodge and I got my ass whooped and I had to restart my freaking runs over and over again because what in the sun fuck was dodge? But then I realized, oh wait, you have to dodge because you have to. So you have to dodge. So we're going to use this damn skill. Instead of going unga bunga, I want to make love to my fucking keyboard. So use the damn skill. It's there to help you. Now the next up is piercing point. You're using your stripping poles and you're going to stab people with it. That's it. Now, you know what you have to do. You get this shit to 10 and you EX the shit. Why? Because I fucking said so. AKA, this shit does more damage. This shit does more damage in PvE. But if you want to use it in PvP, by all means. Now, anyways, now you have EX piercing point. You literally stab people. You literally stab people. You get it to at least 10, or you max it out. This is a great filler skill, by the way. Now, you're supposed to slash. You move around, you zigzag, you know the rest of it. Okay, get it to 10. Why? As you can clearly see, you gotta EX the skill. So now we EX the skill. Now we are a sexy samurai. A sexy samurai with some icy swagger. Now we're gonna get this. Now this is one of your best DPS skills. Which is the reason why we even tune it on our modules. But I mean, if you want to build PvP, I mean, I guess you can put on your core and your full body. But that's only if you want a PvP. But if you're strictly PvE, and you know how freeze works, which we'll get to that in a few. Okay. Now. Next up is ES Wedge Throw. You're throwing kunais. You're throwing ice kunais at people. Well, you won't be throwing ice kunai people no more because you're gonna get this shit to 10. And when you get this shit to 10, you're gonna EX this shit. Now you summon a snow globe that also acts as a buff while you throw more stripping poles at people that are sharp. and will stab and will fucking and will impale you. You remember Olaf being like, "Oh no, I've been impaled." Yeah, that's gonna be your enemies when you use ES Westro. Now, as you saw, I maxed that shit out. Oh wait, I didn't max it out. Oh no, I'm blind. Oh, with me now. Now I maxed it out. Let's continue. Freeze. Now, once upon a time, I said not to use freeze, right? Now we're using freeze. But why? You said, yeah, I know what I said, but this is part 2. And this is also updated. Now shut up and listen. Now, see, this little baby here. Max it out. Shut up and max it out, please. Thank you. Now, see, this little baby here is actually how you do your overall damage. No, I shit you not. Your FMs ain't gonna do jack shit. Nah, let me, I need you to, cause see, I need you to pay attention to this. Yo FMs alone is gonna do doo-doo damage. It is going to do doo-doo damage if you don't use freeze. You use freeze normally and originally you're supposed to use the FMs in full in order to pop the snowflake mark. The snowflake mark, if you read your goddamn skill instead of being an illiterate ass or a stupid ass or ignorant and idiotic ass, you would sit down and read your skills and skill keys and you'll see that it says snowflake mark. So you won't be sitting around here being like, what? Snowflake mark? I don't know, what's that? Read the damn skill. Snowflake mark? Yeah, as you can see here, 24 hits to detonate this mark, as well as using the FM in full. The very last hit of every FM detonating the snowflake mark. That's if you succeed in using it in full. Except for FM4, which we'll get to. Yeah, the skill is important. And it's more than just popping the snowflake mark, which I have an entire video going in depth of how important freeze is. Because a certain other idiot who made the buy guide didn't go into that shit. You're welcome. Now next up is FM1. You know, you're the ultimate stripper, you go zigzag and everything. Yeah, okay. You're supposed to at least have it at 6, but if you really want to do your damage and you have SP like I do, you're maxing that shit out. By the way, when you get task force, it's supposed to stop after you see the TS sign. But if you don't have any other options left to detonate your freeze, you can use it in full. You're welcome again. Next up is cast sword shield. You summon swords. They fly around you. They do all kinds of shit. You use it at the beginning of the fight, not the end of the fight. You said to use this at the end of the fight! I know, and that's exactly why I'm correcting myself and telling you to use it at the beginning. I was memeing before. Yeah. Y'all ever heard of memeing and clowning before? Yeah, that's what I was doing in part 1. Yeah. You use it at the beginning. It's a permanent buff. It gives you a permanent buff and it gives you a temporary buff. The permanent buff is what gives you attack stats, offensive stats. The temporary buff is what helps you with, tanking and stuff. If you actually read the buffs, that is. If you pay attention to the stats list, that is. Yeah. Have fun with that. Also, max it out. Yeah, max it out. Look where it says Stack Flying Source Max 1. Physical / magic crit damage plus 0.5% plus 0.5% per skill level. Once upon a time, a TCP horror told me that the reason why he tuned Cast Sword Shield on his weapon and model rolls and anywhere else he could was because it was for TCP. Because he wanted so bad, because he's so horny, his dick gets so hard for TCP that he's literally willing to make a shit build with Castle Shield Tunes. Until he realized, oh wait, I'm supposed to tune F from 4 on my core and ES a potent slash on my models. Fun times. Yeah. Fun times. Now, I'm pretty sure you know what Strike at Opening does. You literally stab, yes, it's a netter move in which you stab your enemies with it. But instead of 3 inputs with the Awakening cube, it's 2 with the default. Now, the Awakening one is if you're grinding or whatever. It's for grinding purposes. You know, the clear better and everything. But overall, the default Strike at Opening does more damage, especially once you reach special agent. Special agent increases the damage of your default Strike at Opening. Yeah, so basically, long story short, and to keep it short and cute, default Strike at Opening does more damage than your Awakening. So use the default Strike at Opening if you want more damage. Also, the default Strike at Opening may be wonky compared to the 3 inputs that you have in your Awakening skill, which makes it feels like it's an entirely different skill. I absolutely like the default one because then I have more control. The difference between the Awakening Strike at Opening and the normal Strike at Opening is that with the normal Strike at Opening, you actually have more control. Meanwhile, with the Awakening one, it takes great control of Bai in order to actually utilize it. Now, we can argue that swapping from Period to Awakening wasn't challenged. I'm referring to the people who played when we had to use SOP shields and Hell Trinket level 83 shields. We had Awakening skills. Strike at Opening, we had an Awakening cube. We had to use 3 inputs. And they were so fast and could cover so much more ground compared to compared to the normal one. And so, when we swap over to the normal one, everybody was like, I wish I had this skill back. Oh my god, it was so fun. And for me, it was actually not that hard to adapt to it. So, moving on. Yes, basically, long story short, use the default one. Max it out too. Yes, max it out too. Next up is Draw and Slash. Now, once upon a time, I told you that this shit doesn't do any damage. I was actually memeing about that because somebody who was a clown who said that Draw and Slash didn't do damage. Yeah, that's why I memed that shit. That's exactly why I memed that. It does damage. In fact, it implements a snowflake mark. Remember when I told you to refreeze and it's talking about snowflake mark? Yeah, this thing also implements a snowflake. Oh wait, what? It says it in the description. When an enemy is hit by freeze attack, snowflake release and snowflake mark is refresh. AKA, if you use the skill in full, you have a chance to implement a snowflake mark on an enemy. Okay. Max it out, by the way. Yeah, max that out too. You're welcome. Again. Oh hey, remember this skill? Remember when I told you all to use it on the ground? Use it in the air. Yeah, I was clowning. Use it in the air. Don't be a stupid ass. Use it in the air. Use it in the air for a faster cast. Nobody got time to sit there and slide their dummy thick ass all over the ground, then in the air, then slap down. Use it in the fucking air. It's a faster cast. Yeah. Use it in the air. Yeah. You're welcome. Oh, and max it out. Yeah, you're welcome for that too. Hi, remember Freeze Even Tears? The one where you summon a sexy dragon? This skill decreases the cooldown of all your FMs. And if you have the new one, the army one, the same one that you see here, it decreases the cooldown of all your FMs, including your TF skill. You're welcome for that, by the way. I wasn't going to say it, but, you know, some of y'all are blind, and y'all keep asking if this is actually worth getting. So I'm here to answer that for you. You want a faster TF, you can use this one. But if you want to cover more ground and use it for grinding purposes, use the Superior one. But it does less damage compared to the default one and this one. This one does the most damage, which is the reason why it's worth getting it. Yeah, you lose your hit counts, but at the same time, this one is still the one to get. It does more damage compared to the default one and the Superior one. That's DPS we're talking, if y'all even know what DPS is. Also, max this out. You're welcome. Charging Slash, which is now known as Pouncing Slash. You can skip cutscenes with this if you have precise timing. But at the same time, it does more damage on the ground. You can also use it in the air. It's very situational. Max the shit out. It does. Max one the shit out. Yes, max the shit out. I'm telling you to max it out. Take my word for it and max it out. It does damage. Yes, take my word for it. Max it out. It does damage. As well as Take a Life. It does damage as well. It's just that people are entirely stupid and underestimate the skills. Max the shit out too. Obviously, you know that you teleport with this thing and stab people with it because you can literally see it in the details and everything. So I don't really need to tell you. Just max the shit out. Yeah. Max the skill out. What are you bitching and whining for? Max the skill out. Yes, we have the Z Impact Special. The Z Impact Special Edition. You summon tornadoes that are so cold that you sneeze. ZN and NF, which is Zenith and Nightfall. This also acts as a, hold on. This also acts as a debuff. If you read the skill, it also acts as a debuff. That's if you bother to read the skill cubes. And it also cuts down the cooldown for freeze by 5 seconds. Yeah, max this out too. It's very useful. You're welcome for the info, by the way. Yeah. Next we have FM3. You literally swing your sword in the fucking air and you hit enemies with it, and then if you use the second skill, if you use the second hit, you can actually reset the cooldown of freeze while at the same time popping the snowflake mark if you use the snowflake mark before you use the FMs. Now about this skill, you can use it in 2 ways. You can use it in full, or you can just use it with the first slash and carry on with the skills. This is if you're really using it with just the first slash and then carry on with your skills is basically you trying to get it on cooldown fast, and or you are trying to rush through your rotations or do fast rotations. But if you want a fast detonation, not a fast rotation, a fast detonation, use the thing in full if you haven't used If you just use freeze and you haven't used any of the skill, just use this skill in full. Get this up. You can also treat this as a last resort detonation as well. It's the same thing as FM1. You can, so yeah, this is basically situational. This is a situational FM. Yep. Now, next we have FM4. This is your true damage skill. You have 5 inputs with this skill. Now, this FM is special because if you count all the 5 inputs, you can actually do 2 freeze detonations with the skill. The very first input, the initial input, which is the same one, the initial input that you see in the details, and the very last attack, the ultimate, you can release the snowflake mark or detonate freeze with both of these inputs. The second, third, and fourth input, which is the first, second, and third slash, you pretty much just refreshing the buff. Yes, this thing also has a buff. The entire skill does 2 damage. This used to be your only 2 damage skill, which is the reason why we tune it on our core. We want to strengthen our 2 damage skill. But this is also, not only that, it's also your strongest skill. I thought you said that, no. ES Potent Slash is one of your best DPS skills. FM4 is your strongest. It's one of your strongest skills. One of your strongest normal skills. Not normal skills. One of your strongest general skills. General as in both FMs and normal skills. This is your strongest general skill. Which is why you tune it on core. That's exactly why other people tune their FM4s on core. Because that's the strongest skill. Most of the time. In most cases. So yeah, you want to get as many levels of this skill as you can. The higher level this skill is, the higher damage it does. That's exactly why when you get your Asmo suit, you tune FM4. Now the reason why I tune FM2 is because freeze is special. You'll figure out why freeze is special once I put the video of the importance of freeze in the description, along with the How to Be a Pro by Part 1, which I will be putting in the description as well, so you can have some little laughs. But yes, you want to max out this skill too. You especially want to max out this skill because this is one of your best skills. One of your best skills. But in fact, your best skill. Your best general skill. For now, for the time being. TF, you know what this does. You summon 2 extra strippers. That's it. That's literally all I have to tell you about TF. You maxed it out. That's it. That's literally all I have to tell you. Now next up is cutting off with dual blades. You are literally Kirito. You are literally imitating Kirito in Starburst Stream by swinging your sword and your sheath, whatever it's called, and you're dual wielding with that shit. This crazy bitch literally said, I'm not going to use 2 swords, I'm going to use my sheath. My sheath is also a weapon. So I'm going to swing my sheath like I'm fucking Kirito and slash with that shit. At the end, it does a splash explosion. Yeah, you can actually, if you know the skill animation well enough, you can actually cancel it midway and move on to the next skill while the splash explosion happens. Still happens. The Splash Explosion does 2 damage. So, technically, you have 2 damage skills now, thanks to Prime Agent. Yes, this is from Prime Agent. Hello. Now, max this shit out. Nope, just shut up and max it out. Now you have 2 damage skills. Rejoice. Next up is Everlasting Flow. You summon twin dragons now. We move from dual wielding to twin dragons now. Yeah. She's really embodying Kirito now. Oh, but wait. It gets worse. Wait till we get to the ultimate or FM5. So, you hold down the skill key to do more damage. It's also an iframe. You can also skip stuff with this skill. I've tested it and I have plenty of videos of this. Yeah, I don't need to tell you. You're gonna max it out anyway, so. Now. The ultimate skill. You are literally the storm that is approaching. You are literally the embodiment of Virgo from Devils May Cry. You are literally the ultimate samurai. You have upgraded from the sexy samurai to the ultimate samurai. You kneel down and you charge your sword, all the power in your sword, while summoning a huge ice clone, which won't be the base buy model anymore. It will eventually be the Prime Agent one. But, you know, just gonna get a little sneak peek of what KR has in store for us. You charge until you slash it, and it does damage. There's actually 3 hits of this thing. It's not a 1 hit, it's actually 3, it's technically 3 hits. The implement the snowflake mark when you first use a skill on an enemy, if you're in front of the enemy, that is. The slash, the huge slash, after she charges it up. And then when she sees her sword and detonate the freeze mark. So technically it's a 3 hit, not a 1 hit. But mostly it's a 1 hit. Most of the times it's a 1 hit. Yeah, don't tune this on your weapon. Do not tune this on your core. Keep your FM4 tune on your core. Do not tune this on your core. You're welcome. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all it is to this ultimate, the FM5. Also, it's a very long animation, so time it wisely. Yeah, you're welcome for that. And next, we have the passives. Yep, that's it. That's all it is to the passives. Max them all out. Yep, max them all out. Now, I gotta do this one more time so people understand. I'm going to hover over the passives that are the most important to level if you don't have enough SPs. So everything that I literally hovered over is the first priority to level up in passives. And I gotta tell you this again. Do not be a stupid ass and go for a gazelle type. That 23 movement speed ain't gonna do shit. Do not be a stupid ass and go for a gazelle type. You are very much welcome from me telling you this. Because why the fuck not? Because you have to actually build your shit. Now, once you have the things that I hovered over maxed out, then you can go for everything else. And with that, I'm done. And that is how you be a pro buy. Wait, what about rotations and everything? You'll figure it out. You'll be alright. You'll figure it out. Well, bye.